So video games are getting bigger and bigger with each passing year, and as such, with the constant competition between studios for the best-selling titles, developers are constantly on the hunt for new ideas, mechanics, and features that they can work into their next game in the hopes of attracting a little extra critical acclaim. Sometimes it definitely pays off, with mechanics going on to not only shape the franchise but also influence the industry at large. But other times there are video game features that come along that leaves everyone just scratching their heads and saying, what the hell were they thinking? Now don't get me wrong, some of the entries on this list that we're going to be covering are fun mechanics, but seriously, I don't remember ever putting this on my wish list. So let's take a look at them. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 8 video game features literally no one asked for. Number 8, realistic horse testicles. Red Dead Redemption 2. Starting with what may be one of the most ridiculous video game features ever conceived, this one got a lot of media attention when it was first announced. Equal parts unnecessary and childishly hilarious, Red Dead Redemption 2 took realism just a step too far with some of the private parts of your steeds. Some would argue that for the horses to have visible assets at all is somewhat of a pointless feature, but the big brains at Rockstar decided to up the ante another notch anyway, making sure that the horse's testicles react to the changes in climate as you traverse Red Dead's harsh western setting. Red Dead Redemption 2 also offers you the ability to take on a first-person perspective, meaning that if you find yourself so inclined, you can crouch right behind your horse for a good old look. Go on, check it out yourself, but also expect to feel a singular sense of private shame as you inspect the testicles of your in-game mount. Number 7, customizing SKYHOLD, Dragon Age Inquisition. Doing what BioWare does best, Inquisition had so many options on offer. A main quest that was suitably dramatic and apocalyptic, companions that deliver a little levity and comic relief, as well as some other little smoochy secrets if that's your thing, and more options than ever for customizing your player's character, armor, weapons, and mounts. But amongst all of the incredibly diverse gameplay choices, there were a handful of features that simply weren't necessary. The ability to customize SKYHOLD was the main offender, essentially giving your Inquisitor the option of which throne to sit in during cutscenes, what your bed looked like, and which wall hangings you'd like to see hanging around your fortress. It's a nice idea, but it felt incredibly hollow, especially when considered alongside all of the other choices that we had to make along the way. Number 6, bowling, darts, and friendships in general, GTA 4. So it's 2008, and we've all been waiting 4 years for a sequel to San Andreas, and along comes GTA 4 with its dark, gritty tone and the American dream story of Nico Bellic as he engages in just about every criminal act imaginable. Still grappling with the series' intense tonal shift, players soon found their game interrupted by an unexpected noise. Ring, 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 ring. Nico, it's Roman, let's go bowling. Thanks, but no thanks, Roman. I'm busy leaving trails of corpses behind me as I climb the ladder of the criminal underworld. Another time, maybe? But of course, it didn't stop there. Nico makes all manner of friends along the way, and they all want to spend time with him in a seemingly endless number of ways. It doesn't help that there's no good way to decline, because whenever you blow them off, they like you a little less. Even though they aren't real, they somehow inspire a sense of guilt and irritation that's usually reserved for your closest family and friends. Rockstar had noble intentions here, but they seriously misread what people wanted from their GTA experience. We want to run over pedestrians and hit people with golf clubs, not play darts with this blowhard. Number 5, probing planets, Mass Effect. There's a great big galaxy out there, and Mass Effect gave us free reign to explore it however we saw fit. And naturally, the first thing that we wanted to do was visit strange worlds and interact with whatever we found there. But what's that, BioWare? We can't land? That's okay, fine. I'll just probe this planet instead. And BioWare apparently then tapped us on the head and say, you'll be grateful for the small written insight you get into the world on your screen, and that's it. It wasn't long before Mass Effect 2 came along and we were told that the planet probing system would be much more exciting and interactive. Well, they were half right, I guess. It was certainly interactive. When in need of resources to build up the Normandy's defenses, players could probe a planet by painstakingly moving a reticle around the surface of the on-screen sphere and collecting quantities of different elements. And when you got it all, off you went on your merry way. Thanks, BioWare. Thanks a bunch. Number 4, Bone Charm Crafting, Dishonored 2. The Dishonored series is one of the industry's most imaginative RPGs, taking place in a particularly gritty world filled with some of the most morally questionable people in all of gaming. Now, the presence of bone charms is one of the many strange elements in this series. Typically made from the bones of whales, they award the player with many small boosts and effects that can be used to complement your playstyle, whatever that may look like. They were hidden throughout the first game, becoming something to hunt and collect if you fancied giving yourself an edge much as you continued with your quest to save Emily and avenge the Empress. When Dishonored 2 was released though, bone charms were once again present, although now with a slight twist, because here players could create them and customize the effects they offered. Now this was not even remotely necessary. There weren't many things that could have been improved upon in the sequel to the brilliant Dishonored, and creating our own trinkets made from the bones of the long dead really isn't something that anyone had much of an interest in. Number 3. Flying cars and bikes, GTA Online. Now Rockstar have put out a lot for GTA Online that's given players plenty of reasons to keep coming back, but one update in particular was just a little too close to a slap in the face. At least that was for anyone who wasn't a massive fan of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Los Santos was already filled with a variety of planes and helicopters that each had something to offer players looking to explore the skies above the sprawling metropolis, so Rockstar's decision to add cars and bikes that could also take to the sky felt kind of redundant, and the flying vehicles only served to remove GTA a little further from its roots, and felt like a cheap and uninventive way to add more content to the game. Worse still, it's kind of tinged what we expect from GTA 6, meaning that if it doesn't have all of this over-the-top and insane content right out of the bat, that there might be some out there who label it boring, and that is definitely not something that Rockstar wants. Number 2. Firestorm, Battlefield 5. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and Fortnite Battle Royale completely changed the landscape of online gaming when they were released in 2017. Their unprecedented success ran an alarm bell in the offices of developers everywhere, and suddenly everyone and their aunt wanted to cash in on the Battle Royale formula. Since then, Call of Duty Warzone and Apex Legends have both achieved fairly resounding success, so it's only natural that other franchises would want to follow suit. Enter Firestorm in Battlefield 5. A valiant attempt was made to compete with the big boys of the Battle Royale genre, but Firestorm simply is not it, chief. Labeled as dull and in no way as fun as Battlefield's pre-established and already popular multiplayer modes, many players simply ignored Firestorm, and when Call of Duty Warzone released, it blew any chance that Firestorm had of establishing itself completely out of the water. And that's not to mention that nobody actually wanted it in the first bloody place. Sorry, Battlefield 5. And number 1, Office segments. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Now, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag was a worthy addition to the franchise, giving players control of Edward Kenway as he helped to usher in the golden age of piracy. Black Flag was almost exactly the game that many fans had hoped it would be, by taking the fan-favorite naval mission mechanics from Assassin's Creed 3 and elaborating on them further to create a game in which you could use your own ship to explore the Caribbean. It ensured that it would be a success in both terms of gameplay and story. After all, who doesn't want to be a pirate? But the problem wasn't with its tropical setting or its swashbuckling story, but instead with the game's modern-day segments. Whereas the first titles in the series offered an interesting insight into how the past influenced the present, Black Flag instead presented us with an opportunity to wander around an office and fiddle with our colleagues' computers. With all due respect to Ubisoft, not one person in the history of the world has ever genuinely asked for an office simulator. Just let us get back to the main sales and firing the cannons, please. And there we go, my friends. Those were 8 video game features literally nobody asked for. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on Twitter at RetroJ, but the O is a 0, or you can swing by Instagram where it's the same handle. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. I hope you're treating yourself well with love and respect, my friend, because you deserve all the best things in life, and do not let anything or anyone else tell you otherwise, alright? You are a massive ledge, and I want you to go out there and absolutely smash it today. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.